Shard Tabletop offers a bunch of creatures to pit against your players, either it being from the free standard 5e SRD or from any of the books you bought on the Shard Tabletop marketplace. But every now and then you just want to create your own monster or customize an existing monster to pit against your player because it fits more into your story and it fits more for your party. And Shard Tabletop actually makes that super easy and super quick. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr.Tarrasque and I have my own YouTube channel where I review Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition third-party content like the stuff you see behind me. But today, yet again, I am your host on the Shard Tabletop YouTube channel to give you some guidance on some of its features. And today I want to talk about creating your own monsters and even creating your own companions and adding them to the characters that are playing in your campaign. First of all, creating a new monster is extremely easy. It is extremely cool and quick to do in Shard Tabletop, like anything almost is really quick and easy to do on Shard Tabletop. All you need to do, there's actually two ways of doing it. First of all, I will show you from the home screen where you have your characters, your campaigns, your library with all your books, and then your reference. Your reference section actually has everything you need for reference. One of those things is monsters. If you click that, you actually have access to all the monsters you have access to. By that I mean all the monsters from the SRD, the 5e standard free stuff you get for playing 5th edition. And every book you bought on the Shard Tabletop marketplace and everything you've added yourself. So this is like your complete Shard bestiary. You have access to everything you need right here. And although all the creatures are in here and there's so many creatures to pick from, you can actually create your own. And doing that is just by clicking this button right here that says New, which is convenient. Then you have three options. We're going to start with Standard Monster. By the way, timestamps in the video description, so you can click them and see what section is most interesting for you. Standard Monster, non-playable character, which is an NPC, of course, and then a companion creature. The Standard Monster, let's just say you want to create you can create whatever you want. Let's create a pink bullet. A pink bullet, yes, a pink bullet. And then all you need to do is just do Standard Monster right here and then pick monster to copy. You just search for a monster template. In this case, I'm just going to do, already had a red bullet I used once, but we're now doing a pink bullet. So you just take the bullet stat block and you click create. So now it actually I have one space too many. It just copy pasted the stat block from the bullet completely. Together with the token, you can click here, you can upload your own token. Maybe you want to draw a pink bullet, or you have somebody draw a pink bullet, or you can find a pink bullet on Google, whatever. You can upload it right there. Now you can actually just change around whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to put a bullet against your players, but your players are like really they just are way too strong for like one bullet, so you might give them a few more hit dice. Instead of 9, you give them 11 hit dice, which increases the hit points. You can increase its charisma. If you wanted to talk in proper English or proper common, you can decrease or increase its constitution. You can do whatever you want. Maybe because it's pink, it has some vulnerabilities to there is this entire list. It can have vulnerabilities to, let's say, fire damage, save. It has vulnerabilities to fire damage now. If you wanted to have resistance, maybe resistance to force damage, whatever you want to do with this creature, you're actually doing. You can change the traits. You can also, right here, if you click right here, you can change this entire text around, and you can type whatever you want in it, and it will just save it as an extra creature. So I'm now not editing the bullet. I copied the bullet stat block, and it's creating its own thing from that as a font. Actually, just like a basic thing you can create it from. You can add reactions, you can add legendary actions, and this is cool. Adding legendary actions to lower level creatures, for me personally, is very handy when you play with bigger parties, because the action economy at level 5 or 6 already sometimes can be super ridiculous, where you have 5 players that rolled higher on initiative than the creature, and they almost kill the creature before it gets to act or whatever. So you can add some legendary actions here, lair actions, and some regional effects. You can all add them, and you can click save, and now you have a monster. If I look it up in my bestiary and I type pink, or I type bullet, whatever, I have a pink bullet. That's how easy it is. Now, if I go to one of my campaigns, you can see that I have this map open from Scarlet Citadel, which is a Cobble Press module. Super cool dungeon crawl. Average Bob here is just moving around, like, right? So I showed you in the video, in one of my first videos, where I talked about the quick start guide for DMs. I talked about how you can create entire encounters and activate them when players encounter them. But you can also just click your map once and quickly add a monster right here. This is super easy for if you have to come up with something on the fly and it's just like, oh, we have 20 more minutes to kill and I have nothing prepared. Just click here, add monster, and you can look up your monster, and a bullet, the pink bullet, will be right here. If I select it, I can select how many I want and add them. So the creature is now added to your bestiary like any other creature. Now, if you want to do this while you are in a game, let me just delete these very quickly. If you want to do this while you are in a game, you're playing with your players and they're like messing around and they're doing their thing, all you need to do is go to the top right. When I started out with Shard Tabletop, it was like somewhat hard to find for me, but once you know it is there, it's there. There's also a reference button right here, right? So you click that reference button and you come like basically the same page as your home page. You click monsters and you can add and edit any monster you want. If you go to, for example, a bat, you open it, and if I now edit this to have like, I don't know, 1,000 hit die, I can have it have 1,000 hit points. Now I have a bat with 2,499 hit points, which doesn't make sense, I know, but you can do that. But the smarter way is by creating a new bat. If you want to have a bat with 2,000 hit points, make sure to click the new button, and then just the same way, standard monster, pick monster to copy, type in bat, go to bat, and then give it a name. It's the cool bat, and then create, and then you can create a bat with 2,499 hit points, and it just copy pastes the old bat, so the old bat, the normal bat, is still in there. So make sure to not start editing every creature, because then you might have some problems later on while you're looking for that creature in another game, and suddenly you realize you've edited the living hell out of that, which is not convenient if you're playing in a game. Now, there's another cool thing I want to quickly show you. Let's say I want to create a new companion creature for one of my players. One of my players is going to get a companion, and the companion, let's give him a name, is called Leander, right? Pick monster to copy. Now, I can do Leander, and I can have like a one of those, I don't know, an orc. Let's give them an orc, right? An orc, okay? And I click create. So I now have Leander the orc. But the cool thing is, there is this thing where it actually calculates its hit points, which is the base hit points plus the character ability modifier, and 1 HP per level they have. That's how the game, how Shard Tabletop actually calculates its hit points. So if I want this person to have 10 hit points as a basic, and the character ability for whoever is playing with Leander, let's say Average Bob, my fighter, whose thing is strength, it automatically calculates that. So and 1 hit point per level. Let's just give him 1 hit point per level, or just give him how many constitution does he have? 3. Let's give him 3 hit points per level, whatever. Save, and now I have Leander in here, right? I have 2 Leanders. I also have another Leander based on a scout. If I go back to my game right now, I actually click Average Bob, right? Which it doesn't do first. Oh yes, there's already wait 1 second, I need to click this and click Average Bob. Right, there's Average Bob. In the right you can see the entire stat block from Average Bob, and there is this one section, so it is the attacks and whatever they have, and their stats and their saves and their HP and their initiative. Everything is in here. But there is also a creature companions section. When I click add right here, I can actually look up Leander, somebody that I created for them, which both RCR have. So the orc right here. So Leander the orc, I can add Leander the orc to this, right? And I have, by the way, my own thumbnail image uploaded into that just to be funny. Now this is the wrong one because it doesn't calculate the right hit points. So I probably added the wrong Leander. This one probably add monsters. There it is. Yes, I needed Leander the orc and not Leander the scout. So Leander the orc now has 25 hit points because it calculated it to have 25 hit points. There's a lot of rules to do that in 5e. Basically, you can set some stuff for yourself, and then you can get like the right amount of hit points, and you can really customize it. When you click it, you have their stat block. The player can do the same. They can see their stat block. They can use them. It is their companion, so they can move them around. They can do whatever they want with that, and that is a cool feature. Another thing we can create is a NPC, and we do that by going to the tree or the 4 tree bars on the top right. Yet again, going to the reference section, then go to monsters, and then create a new monster. Yes, it is in your bestiary, it is a monster, but it's not really a monster. Let's say we want to create an NPC based on a you click the NPC section, you pick a monster to copy, and for example you pick a noble, right? Noble, and then you click you need to give it a name, Steve the Noble, right? And you click create. You then get Steve the Noble, which has the basic noble, the token already and everything, and it is the basic same thing, right? So you have the stat block from the noble, but you can completely customize it as an NPC, and this is really handy when you are creating books and creating encounters. And I'm going deeper into that in another video. Right now this is just for the creation part and just adding this into your game, but you can really use this NPC as an NPC and link to them in different ways, and there's so many more cool features I want to talk about in Shard Tabletop. But like the same thing, there's legendary actions, lair actions, regional effects, and you can actually even give them traits, and you can give them all kinds of usage stuff. So for example, you can give them a song of rests, and then they have a maximum of 1 short rest per short rest or per long rest, and you can add that, and now it is in there. So now you have a basic noble, but they also have a song of rest. Now if I go back to my campaign, and I want to add a monster, right? And I go to Steve the Noble, he's right here. I have to click this thing right here, add monster, and now Steve the Noble is right here. And now I actually have a noble that has the ability to do a song of rest, and since I have 1 usage, I selected 1 usage, I have 1 little round thingy here that I can select and deselect, and when I do a long rest or a short rest, it resets. But there's more things you can do with those NPCs and stuff, with the books and everything. I want to talk about that in a later video. If you have any questions, any comments, do you want to see me talk about anything Shard Tabletop, make sure to comment that below, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more tutorials by me, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and until next video, bye bye.